Hi everybody, Chris Kuhlman here, certified hand therapist for helpforthehand.com and helpfortheelbow.com. And today we're going to be talking about a nerve compression issue that happens at your elbow called Cubital Tunnel Syndrome. Involves the ulnar nerve, which is one of the three major nerves that run your arm and do the things in your arm that you need it to do. And it's typically also associated, people call it their funny bone when they hit their funny bone. And a little review about nerves in general is nerves will come out of the neck and they go down your upper extremity. They also obviously travel down your spine to your lower extremity, and they have sensory fibers that allows us to feel things and be able to differentiate a screw from a marble, even when we're not looking at it. And then also they have motor fibers in them as well, which tells the muscles to move or to activate when our brain tells them to. So when these nerves are much like a garden hose, and in there are little fiber optic cable kind of things, the sensory and the motor nerves, and they go through some tight spaces. And at the condition of the elbow, your nerve runs right through, and here's your medial epicondyle, which is the bone right here, and then your olecranon, which is right here. So right in that little space between my two fingers, you can feel that little hollow there if you do it yourself, is where your ulnar nerve sits. And anywhere from about here to here, there are some ligaments and some other things that can compress it or squish it. And from what we know about nerves don't like it when you look at them wrong, let alone when you crowd them, when you hit them. If you take your finger and you tap in here hard enough, you can feel it go right out your pinky finger. That's because you're compressing the nerve and you're banging into the nerve. Now, usually a contusion or hitting it will cause that, and you may get some numbness and tingling at times. But cubital tunnel syndrome, and that's the cubital tunnel, typically occurs, especially at night, when we have a flexed posture. We all fetal up and get our comfy blankets and sleep. And that prolonged position, if you think of the nerve as a hose, garden hose, if you kink a garden hose, the water doesn't flow out the other end as well. We all did that when we were kids, and we then had somebody look in it, and then we unkinked it, and they got sprayed in the face, right? Same thing, when you kink that garden hose or that nerve, it tells you it's getting squished or compressed in that nerve specifically by your small finger, and then half of your ring finger goes numb and tingly. So typically what we do is we fall asleep and we wake up and we say our fingers are numb and tingly, that's sore, that's painful, and then we straighten our arm out without even knowing it, and that relieves the symptoms. Now, with the popularity of smartphones, that's been another key issue that people have been having. I have this happen myself. If I'm on my phone and my elbow is bent and I'm doing some things, I start to get some numbness and tingling in my small and my ring finger, and I end up having to straighten my elbow out to take the pressure off of that. Other things people get are driving, again, that posture of the flexed elbow. So if you are experiencing these numbness and tingling in your fingers, you want to make sure that you stay out of those positions or for prolonged periods of time as best you can. It's tough to do when you sleep, because we sleep hopefully for 6, at least 8 hours. And sometimes you need an orthosis or a splint to keep your arm straight, to prevent you from bending it up. Icing the area is also obviously very good. 10 minutes, take a frozen bag of peas or something like that and putting some ice on it to release the inflammation that might be in there. Again, makes more room for that nerve to live. So if you are having these symptoms and are a bit confused or want to know more about it or some other remedies that you can do, please feel free to reach out to me. Chris Kuhlman, jchriskuhlman@gmail.com is my email address. You can also check out the website helpforthehand.com or helpfortheelbow.com. Helpfortheelbow.com will link itself to helpforthehand.com, and you can read a little bit about more. This is my latest blog that I put up there, and gives you a little bit more information, gives you some pictures, and shows you exactly where that nerve goes. So if you're suffering from these symptoms of numbness and tingling in your fingers, especially if it's the small finger and half of the ring finger, it's likely due to some issue at your elbow, and you should get on top of that sooner rather than later, because the nerve can get damaged to a point where it won't rebound and respond back. So you want to make sure you take care of that in a timely fashion. Take care.